What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at some Digimon TCG news. There's been a couple news stories that have been coming around over the past few days, and what we need to do now is do a little bit of a roundup, looking at some of these smaller news stories and making sure we are up to date. I kind of pride myself on this channel about showing you everything you need to know about Digimon, every new deck coming out of Japan, every new card, every news story, basically everything. I'm a little bit obsessed with this game. It's a pretty good game. So I figured, right, let's do a little bit of a roundup, and I want to start with some alternate art cards. Now, we knew we were getting some alternate cards, alternate art cards, in the starter decks, and you can be upset about this, or you can be sad about this. It doesn't really matter, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening, but we've now got to look at some of the artwork, which, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty gosh darn cool. So starting off in the red deck, then we've got 3 alternate arts to have a little bit of a look at. And we might as well go level 3, 4, 5, because I don't know. That makes as much sense as anything else. We have got ourselves an alternate art version here of Monodramon. Yeah, that's right. Alternate art Monodramon. Now, this is actually a really good card that sees a bunch of play purely because it is a 2 cost to play normally. 0 cost to Digivolve is standard, 3,000 power is standard, but the fact that it's only a 2 cost to play normally really does set it apart in terms of awesomeness. I love this new artwork personally. I love the happy looking one. I love the grumpy looking one. It's really cool, but it really is as simple as, pick your favorite artwork. That's the one to go for. Speaking of cards that see a huge amount of play, how about Dark Tyrannomon? You see, Dark Tyrannomon here, very simply, it's a 1 cost to Digivolve. Now, 6,000 power for a level 4 is actually pretty good. The 6 cost to play normally isn't. But it's a 1 cost to Digivolve level 4. And a lot of the time, Digimon decks are built to go up to your level 6s and maybe 7s. That's basically what you're doing here. That's the goal. So, you know what? This works. Being able to Digivolve up for 1 cost rather than having to pay a loads extra, that's good, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen. That is good. It's why it sees a huge amount of play. There is another Digimon kind of sneaking into the artwork, though, and I don't know how cool I am about it. And then finally, we've got a level 5 coming in here as well. We've got ourselves a Groundramon. If anybody is interested, these are all BT1 cards initially. And what we've basically got here is a 2 cost to Digivolve, 5 cost to play normally, 6,000 power Digimon. Now look, we all know that 6,000 power for a level 5 is rather uninspiring, shall we say. But 5 cost to play is cheaper than normal, and 2 cost to Digivolve is cheaper than normal. That's good. And again, just like the other 2 we've talked about, Groundramon sees a lot of play. And it should see a lot of play, quite frankly, because, well, it's cheap. It really is as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice and cheap. So, although to be fair, this is the one where I really do prefer the other artwork. This new one's not doing it for me, but that's all right. We all have different artwork that we prefer. Either way, what we've basically got here is 3 alternate art cards, which are really very cool. Now, as we head on over into blue, we've got a very, very similar thing going on here indeed. We've got an alternate art version of Elecmon, which, I mean, look, not only is this another alternate art level 3, but, come on, it's Monodramon in blue. It is a level 3, 2 cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve, 3,000 power. It is exactly the same as Monodramon, except it's blue and it's called Elecmon rather than being red and being called Monodramon. What I do approve of is I'm recording this on Easter Monday, which is still a bank holiday over here in the UK, and it's clearly Elecmon playing around with a bunch of eggs. Maybe not as gently or as nicely as one might like. But this is really cool, right? It's kind of Easter themed. I like it. And what I can say about this is pretty much what I said about Monodramon a moment ago. What we've got is a very cheap Digimon to play in Rookie Rush decks, in blue decks generally. Obviously, if you're Digivolving up, you might as well have a more expensive one to play that's giving you some good inheritable skill or something else. because 0 cost to Digivolve is standard. But if you are just playing it normally, yes, this is awesome. Moving over into level 4s, we've got ourselves an alternate art version of Gorillamon. And again, this should look a little bit familiar, because what we've got here is a Digimon that is, except for colour, name and artwork, exactly the same as Dark Tyrannomon. And I know colour, name and artwork is 3 things, but in terms of function within the game, they're the same card. They are cheap to Digivolve. As I've said, 6,000 power, pretty good for a level 4, quite frankly. But really, the reason to play Gorillamon is that it is a 1 cost to Digivolve. Now, this one, I do prefer the old artwork. Electromon, I much prefer the new artwork. It's not even close. But he's running around, and I think he's fighting a bunch of other Digimon. It looks like he's fighting some of them purple Mon, so that's kind of cool. And then we need a level 5 as well, and it's Monzemon! And I am in love with this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, look, where I don't have a favourite Digimon, okay? Because I'm new to Digimon. I am a card game dude who came to Digimon because it was a cool new card game. It's why some of my pronunciations are pretty gosh darn terrible. It's why I appreciate it so much when all you lovely ladies and gentlemen get in touch with me, send me tweets, reply on YouTube, etc., feeding me little bits of Digimon information. I really appreciate that, because I don't have that background knowledge of Digimon. So I love when you guys hook me up. But back in BT1, when these cards got revealed, one of my favourites, maybe my favourite Digimon, was Monzemon, because it's this giant, happy-looking bear with balloons running down the street. Now, we have actually had another artwork of this particular card. It was a Tamer battle promo, I believe, over in Japan already. And the alternate art of Monzemon, well, it wasn't great, ladies and gentlemen. It made me think less than amazing things. It made me think, well, hang on a second. Maybe Monzemon is not this amazing card after all. Maybe Monzemon is not my boy. Because this alternate art really didn't do all that much for me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this, yes, I know this is a third different artwork of the same card. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. He's having a dance. He's over at a disco, boogieing away, and Monzemon is starting to cement its way into my heart, quite frankly. I love Monzemon. Obviously, this is basically Groundramon, so it's cheap to play, cheap to Digivolve, sees a huge amount of play in blue decks, and I think this is probably the best of the 3 artworks that we've seen. I'm in love, ladies and gentlemen. I am in love. Now, we have had some new sleeves revealed that are going to be coming around in the not too distant future. Now, these have obviously been announced for Japan initially here, but remember, the first bunch of sleeves that came around, they all ended up being released over here as well. So it is exceedingly likely that these will end up being released over here too. So what we've got here is some Machine Dramon sleeves, which are clearly going to be good for some black players. Very dramatic, very much kind of like a Star Wars style poster, where you've got lots of similar things all in a lovely dramatic looking collage. We've got Pulsemon, which is very much my pick for these particular sleeves. Pulsemon is basically Supersonic / Zero Aura / a Digimon, and I am all in favour of it. We've got ourselves Gabumon and Agamon sleeves, and they are very much apparently the kind of like the mascots, the poster children or the poster Digitama. No, wait, no, that's level 2s. I don't know, the poster rookies, there we go. For Digimon, so I know people are going to be into this. And then we've got the big dramatic one with War Greymon and Gallantmon, and it's looking pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking pretty gosh darned good. Frankly, there are things to be excited about here, and I think you should all be getting a little bit excited. Now, there is one other tiny little news story I want to share, and I really don't have very much to say about this, but I showed you those new promo cards, which are going to be coming around in the anniversary pack. I told you there was one for each colour, and I think I'm going to show you a green deck soon that uses that Palmon. That Palmon's actually pretty gosh darn good. To be fair, these are good promos. They are going to see some play. But I've done a video all about it. All I'm going to do is basically repeat myself. So go and check that video out. I will make sure it's linked in the description. But essentially, they come in both holo and non-holo. So you're going to be able to pick them up normally, and you're going to be able to pick up foil versions of them. Clearly, I mean, if you look here, the image on the screen comes from DTCG Review. Love that Twitter handle you should be following. You'll notice that the foil versions are significantly less numerous than the non-foil versions. Obviously, this is not a coincidence. So this is kind of cool. If this is the kind of thing you're into, this is the kind of thing you should be having a run and trying to pick up. Little to add, but I thought you should know they come as foil and non-foil if you want to collect them. It just got a little bit more difficult. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the news. That is what you need to know. As always, I want to know what you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.